Hey, I'm Paul Booth, tattoo artist out of New York City, Rites Tattoo Theater, and I've been tattooing for 30 years, and I tattoo a lot of the metal guys like Slayer and so on. Started tattooing back in 1988, and in 94 or 93 I tattooed Igor Cavalera, and I was a huge Sepultura fan, so of course I was pretty excited, and he invited me out on tour in 94, so I went out with Sepultura. My first tour that I tattooed backstage on was Pantera, Biohazard, Sepultura. Yeah, 94. So, and from there, every summer I would bus hop all over, going to festivals, Ozfest. I was always there backstage, tattooing all those guys, the Texan roadies and bands, and it was a fun time. Back in 94, things were a lot wilder and crazier in the backstage life, I guess you could say. Now it seems to be a bit more just business, I guess. You know, it's not wild and crazy, at least the tours. I'm not, of course, I'm 51 now, so I'm not really touring and living on a bus anymore. So I kind of catch my friends when they come through town to play a show. I'll come out and say hello and hang out, or they'll get a day off and we'll do some tattooing while they're in town. Well, I opened up in New York City, Rites Tattoo Theater, in 98 when it legalized, and so this has been my home base in New York since then. I travel a lot, but this has always been my home base. Business is fine. We don't do walk-ins. We're an appointment-only shop. All my guys are world-class artists, like some of the best in the world, and people fly in from all over the world to get tattooed here. So this location in New York is a tattoo studio, and actually two art galleries kind of combined as one. Each floor is a different gallery. Focuses on dark surrealism and that sort of thing. I opened an art gallery back in 2007 at an old location, and for me, it was about kind of bridging the gap between tattoo art and fine art. Mainly because as a tattoo artist, I was always told by the fine art world that I wasn't a real artist because I worked on skin. You know, that's where we come from with tattooing. So there's outsider art, and then tattooing was outside of outsider art, even farther. So, you know, that's back when it was taboo to tattoo your face or your neck or whatever, you know. So things have changed quite a bit. You know, now it's trendy. Now everyone, Saks Fifth Avenue has a tattoo shop now. So I don't know. World's going to hell in a handbasket. I do a lot of stuff besides tattooing. I paint. I sculpt. I do 3D design. I make music. And I've kind of like work in a bunch of different mediums at the same time. And so as far as what I have to offer is just more art. And I got an album coming out in a few weeks. I've been working on for over a year, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's not metal. I'd say you could generally call it dark electronic. I'm mostly self-taught. I don't have a genre. I could give you some key hashtags like dark, electronic, maybe industrial, psychedelic, trance, chill out, ambient. I don't know what else but you know, there's like, I can't find a genre for my music. I can't find anything that's like it, you know, for better or for worse. I just can't find anything to relate it to tell people, to describe it, you know, like, oh yeah, it sounds like this band and that band, you know. I don't know, it's weird. But it's fun to make, so I enjoy it. It's really meant for listening to when you're like for artists to listen to when they're being creative, like sketching. It's like the music you might try putting on when you're drawing or painting or tattooing or whatever you're doing. It's meant to kind of help you find your creative zone, but you know, it's also just cool for listening in the background while you're hanging out and chilling out, you know, smoking a joint or something. Just put on some nice music, some candles, and you know, you're good to go. So it's definitely chill out though. Well, I got a digital distribution thing. It'll be on, you know, it'll be on Spotify and iTunes and all the likely suspects. And if I ever get a good music video built, that'll be on YouTube, you know, but not currently. So yeah, it'll be available. You know, I'll be putting a press release out in a few weeks to announce it, you know. For appointment related stuff or most stuff, booth at lastrites.tv gets to my assistant, and she filters through everything and gets it to me. And the website is lastrites.tv, the main site. And then there's, off of there, you can go to find the tattoo studio and the art galleries as well. And hopefully these guys have learned from someone knowledgeable, you know. It's not something you try and teach yourself. I don't really believe in that. Tattooing is something that requires technical information that you're not going to really learn on your own, for one, and then it's also, you can't really teach yourself proper ethics in tattooing and remaining responsible. And you know, my students, when I have them, I drill it into them about the most important thing is the tattoo looks good in 10 years. It's not just about your Instagram portfolio, you know, it's about your client and giving them the best tattoo you could give them. Easiest is probably go to Facebook and Paul Booth Official. Thanks.